point you mentioned. Fire officer gave me, you get a shop fitter that designs that. And some of them have no understanding. I mean,
and also the appetite for the retailer as well, because it's a very competitive market.
The technology we're moving is actually not that bad.
So what sort of stuff are you taking out then?
We take out T5 technology, and T5 is very good.
T5, yeah, does it get
Retail lighting's changing enormously. We're enjoying much more emphasis on the hospitality component of the experience. So people are looking very carefully at retail lighting to ensure that the visitor journey is comfortable, exciting, engaging, and has everything that would want to make it an attractive experience.
It's moving so fast. It causes a problem for us because we have to try and keep up, but what it means is that we can really use LED lighting to what we want to achieve within a store, and there's different applications and technology uses that are now available with LEDs.
I think there are several challenges from us from a design perspective. It's about creating the right illumination, the right lit effect that maximises the product presentation, draws the customer in, makes an enticing environment to shop in. But from our client's perspective, I think it's cost, I think it's energy consumption, it's maintenance, it's what it costs to build a scheme, what it costs to maintain that scheme over the life of that store.
Cost is obviously one of the main drivers for our store development programme. We need to make sure that all the lighting sits within the cost plan for our estate.
Cost, payback. Everybody's about talking today about payback. Paybacks, we've got to. There is no endless pot.
Typically, we have a capex cost to build a store, and then another part of the client business has to look after maintaining it. If you can step back a little bit and look at the whole life cycle of a fitting, then you can see that some new technologies actually will give you a payback, but it might just take a little bit longer.
I think the main challenges to retail lighting are for the client, the brand, to understand the concepts of return on investment, cost of ownership. So, okay, having the lighting to be at a specific level, certain type of lighting, but lots of people don't really have an in-depth conversation regarding return on investment, upfront capital expenditure, total cost of ownership, and what that really means.
I think education from the client needs to be increased so that they can make sure that the whole life cost of the LED package or option is fully scrutinised. So it's not just the capital cost that's looked at, but obviously the maintenance, the running cost of the electricity, the carbon tax which is coming in. So all the legislation that's coming into the industry is obviously something that needs to be looked at and will help the business case for LEDs.
We've used LED quite predominantly now in the business, but as a mixture. We've used it with other sources of light fittings around the store and light sources, and very successfully in the food halls, which we've managed to reduce heat and energy. So there was a prime opportunity for us down there.
The most exciting thing happening in lighting technology in the moment is how LED can be incorporated into schemes and how it can be used effectively to create the sparkle and to help retailers get a higher basket spend.
I think if you improve the environment in any store, then yes, it will have a positive impact, even if it's just the perceived impact from the customer. Oh, the store looks much nicer and brighter. Whether they sell more, I really don't know. I don't have, from my perspective, it's something I actually deliberately don't get into, because I'm an engineer. The commercial guys will tell me if they think it's something significant. We haven't noticed too much. Possibly that I don't get involved in that aspect of it, but I do know that we are getting great reports about the atmosphere in the room and how well the room looks. To equate that to sales, no one's come to me about that, but I'm sure it does.
Our experience shows that by lighting in particular ways, we can either move people around a store in a different way, we can achieve higher selling prices on merchandise by lighting them in a particular way. So certainly we've demonstrated that we can affect sales, we can affect footfall, we can affect shopper circulation, and we can skew profitability within store just by changing the way that we light.
Lighting controls have got huge potential for retail lighting, particularly where you want to start to tune the lighting to suit the ambience, whether that's the background light levels, adjacent light levels, or perhaps neighbouring stores too, which you might want to balance to or certainly acknowledge. And also for special areas where perhaps interactions between people, where you may see the staff of the store, and you may want to have slightly higher levels where you're perhaps making a transaction, a financial transaction, or in the changing room where you'd want to temper the lighting.
One of the things that came out in the room during today's discussions was the ability to tune light to particular colours in order to make the object or the target of that light more effective, more vibrant, but at the same time by saving energy.
It's interesting to compare, today's gathering of retailers and retail designers to the discussion we had 3 years ago when we looked at the video, and they're still concerned, retailers are still concerned about, look and feel of the stores, they're still concerned about energy prices, but, the education job that people talked about when LEDs first came along, that education job has been done to a great extent. They get colour rendering, they get what LEDs are good at and what they're not good at, and, they understand what part it plays in the mix. They know it's not for everything, but they know it has a major role and a growing role in what they do and what they do in their stores.